Assalamu alaikum. Good morning, everyone. Please, if you can hear me, please write down in the chat number 1. Please, if you can hear me, just type in the chat number 1. Great. So, good morning, everyone. Let me introduce my team and I. This is Ahmed Abu Jbara, Senior Sales Engineer at Atmata, and we have Engineer Abdul Majid Al-Mudarris as an electrical engineer at Atmata, and we have for sure our partner, Mr. David Boglio from MIR. And now we will start our webinar regarding to autonomous mobile robot MIR. Let me share my screen. Yes. Please, if you can see my screen, just type 2 in the chat. If you can see my screen, please type 2 in the chat. That's great. Okay. First of all, I would like to thank you for accepting our invitation to attend our webinar. Let me go through our agenda for today. We will start with Atmata introduction and MIR introduction, and for sure MIR topics and question and inquiries. And we are so glad to answer your question. And if you have any question, you can write it down in the question box above the chat. Okay. So actually, I can describe Atmata as a one-stop solution provider to design and manufacturing. So by providing advanced tools and engineering solution, we help to leverage design development and bring more value to the manufacturing process while maintaining the time and the cost. And for sure that this is what reflected in our vision and mission. When we're talking about Atmata history, Atmata established since 2007 as an information system specialist. In 2010, we started to provide a CAD solution and added value to our customer with support of our partner SolidWorks. In 2014, we start our manufacturing sector in aluminum building kit, and in expand to that sector, we start providing a full automation solution in 2017 with 7 branches here in Jeddah and Riyadh. And for Jeddah city, we have a headquarter, Atmata complex, training center, and fabrication factory and sheet metal factory. And we have a sales office in Riyadh with 10 partners, and we executed and implemented more than 300 plus projects. As you can see, this is our facilities in Jeddah, and this is the training center along with Fisto Lab. And as you can see, fabrication factory and sheet metal factory, and in the right you will see a mechanical lab and electrical lab. And here we were gonna talking about the business scopes at Atmata. Yes, just to make sure everyone can see my screen.
Yeah, I can see that.
That's great. Okay, so about the business scopes, we have a 3D technologies, modular building kit, and automation solution. Okay, but okay. Now you can see my screen, I think. Yes. So we was talking about the business scope of Atmata. We have a 3D technologies, modular building kit, and automation solution. And our partner for 3D technologies, mainly we are talking about SolidWorks 3D design. And here, there are our capabilities because we are official supplier here in the Middle East for SolidWorks. So we are providing to our customer an implementation along with the license and support and training. In modular building kit, our main partner here, we are talking about Item, which is aluminum profile machine building kit. It's a Germany brand, which provide us aluminum profile and fasteners and accessories. It's a high quality and flexibility material. And for this type of material, our capabilities, we can say to provide the client as a raw material supply and raw material along with automation, along with operation and engineering and project. Mainly, we are talking about aluminum profile item. We are talking about customized solution. So we can customize solution based on the customer need, starting from workbenches, enclosures, low-cost automation, we call it Karakuri systems, trolleys, platforms, and conveyors. Whatever you need to build as a structure, we can build it up by aluminum profile. And here you can see our project that we have already done with one of our customer. We call it machine enclosure. You can see the 3D design, which is this is the capability of one of the capability of SolidWorks, and you can see on the ground at the customer site. And here with our another project for Al-Fanar, actually one of our big customer. If you want to see actually Atmata, you can visit them because the entire of setup came from Atmata, which means workbenches, lean work protection line, Kanban rack, partitions, trolleys, etc. This is another type of enclosures for one of our clients. And here, actually, this is two-floor platform. This is one of our customer in UAE for exhibition. And we have a special type of enclosure for Baja client, as they are facing some issue with the dust, dust and salt, which is coming from the nuts while mixing. So we decide to design a special type of enclosure and install it above each machine, along with dust collector. Different type of solution that we provide to civil defense for risk vehicle project. Actually, we start to from this project from scratch. We start to build the cabinets from scratch, from design, and as you can see, this is a snap of fabrication phase along with the final result at the end. And here we are talking about the complete project for lean production line. We are talking about our client. As you can see here, the target was for the client to go with increasing the productivity. And as you can see, the assembler front of him, you can see the workbenches and the conveyor, which is the main target that with our client to follow the ergonomic concept. And as you can see, the labor is standing or sitting here, and he can reach to every part that he need within his golden zone. And now, when we are talking about the automation solution, we have a lot of parties. The main parties, we can start with Kozaki robot and Universal robot and MIR, MIR, Mobile Industrial Robot, which is the main core of this webinar. And we have Cardix Remaster storage system. When we are talking about Kawasaki, we are talking about pure industrial robot, which robot can handle payload starting from 3 kg up to 1.5 ton. And we are talking about universal robot here. Robot, we call it a cobot, which means a collaborative robot, which is a cost-effective, flexible, more safe, and you can work and deal with the robot side by side. And for sure, it's a lightweight robot, which means he can handle from 3 kg up to 20 kg. When we are talking about the mobile industrial robot, for sure, we are talking about MIR. As you can see here, we have different type, and as you can see, MIR cover a wide range of payload, starting from 100 kg up to 1350, which means ton 300 kg, with autonomous mobile robot technology. And regarding to Cardix Remaster, it's a fully integrated automation solution, along with, as you can see, different type of module based on the customer need. So at the end, as you can notice that we have a software, which is SolidWorks, we have a hardware, which is item and robot, and MIR, so we are capable to provide to the market a design and simulation, programming and implementation, installation and commissioning, and even technical support, which means we can provide to the client, our client, a turnkey project. And here, if we are talking about the project that we have done in Middle East or in North Africa, here there is a motorized belt conveyor, which we already installed in King Khalid Airport in Riyadh, with motorized belt conveyor 160 meter. And here we have another type of project supporting by cobot, as you can see. We call it bottle loading. It's a pick and place application at the end of production line. And another type of project, we call it palletizing robot, done by Kawasaki robot, which the robot can serving 2 lines. And again here, one of the customers, it was Al Jazeera Paint. They asked us to improve the new end effector for their robot, which we already done. Another type of application, we call it robot carton erector, and again done by our team. Another type of robot we call it Cartesian robot. This one we already supplied to our client fine hygienic paper for Cartesian robot to handle the palletizing operation. And as you can see, we implemented one project in UAE within our valued customer to pull the trolley and transference from point to point to make all the performance high. And here we are talking another application, we have a machine tending, which means robot can deal easily with the machine without any human intervention. And another type of project for our customer, we call it hydrostatic testing machine, which we already designed and implemented at customer site. So this is the end of my introduction about Atmata. Okay, and I will leave the mic to our partner, Mr. David Boglio, so he can start now to introduce.
Hello, well, thank you very much. Just let me share my screen. Okay, thank you very much for giving me the control. Okay, can you see my screen? Hello?
Yes. Yes, it is clear.
Okay. So if you if something happens, please just let me know. Okay. I'm switching presentation mode. So, first of all, good morning to everybody. Thank you to Ahmad for the introduction and showing how we are partnering worldwide with preferred integrators for the introduction of mobile robots. I give you some introduction about why we are here today. Regarding the changes of the market that right now they are affecting our, actual era of industrialization. Not just because of we have the demographic shift, but also that we have the strong input of digitalization, and every customer has a very individualized, customized solution necessities. Starting from this point, we can see also that we have a lot of labor shortage for specific tasks, which this create difficulties from the production perspective, and in the specific where we are focusing, that is the intralogistics, so the movement of goods internally of any plants. Okay, that could be from the production line to the warehouses to the filling, for example, machines, or different areas where you can imagine where you usually have material stocked and not moved, or the material that usually you moving from A to B from any kind, manually or with a forklift today. So here we are discussing about also the introduction of a technology that is different from the past, which support the repetitive task of human labor and leverage a company to the new era of innovation. Introduction the AMR technology, that means autonomous collaborative mobile robots, against the known technology that was from the past, for the 2 decades, from the past 2 decades, the automated guided vehicle. So the main differences here of the technology we are introducing in this new market, which I represent as responsible for the entire MIR region, and I'm collaborating here with our preferred partner Atmata, is the introduction of AMRs. Which allows the robots, every platform, in this case that he already showed, and later I will show you, to move autonomously across obstacle, moving goods from A to B. Against the old technology, that's the AGV, that needs infrastructure in place. Okay, so the advantage for this technology is to be trackless, so that have autonomous navigation system, travel safely around people and obstacles, is easy to expand and change the work area environment, means that you can deploy with the same software up to 99 robots and working. So you can really automatize your environment and make it fully automated, not just in the processes, but also from the movements and intralogistic point of view. Especially because the robots navigates dynamically and it plans their own path and sequence for work, because it has artificial intelligence algorithm that allows to decide based on the workloads which best task has to be applied. respect the old AGV system, robots and potato system that we have known for a couple of decades, that was stopping in every obstacle was meeting, because using the RFID systems or the magnetic stripes, and needed all the time a very expensive support and maintenance from that kind of stuff, and was very limited in terms of restricted routes. Yeah. So who we are? We are a Danish company. Now we are below. Actually, we've been we born in Denmark, so we are fully European company, which has production in Europe, and lately has been acquired by Teradyne. In fact, we are part of Teradyne Robotics by now. And since a decade, we are the pioneer of this technology in the market. With our 220 partners placed worldwide, and we cover by now not 60, but not more than 90 countries. Why we've been acquired by Teradyne in this case is because it allows us to have a financial strength, okay, to continue our path to grow in the market as leaders of this technology. And below the umbrella of Teradyne, as mentioned already before from my colleague Ahmad, we have also Universal Robot, okay, the cobot solution. And lately we added another additional company that is AutoGuide. So it means that Teradyne, that is the leader in in semiconductors and testing, measurement testing solution worldwide, is investing massively in automation, and believing that MIR is the tip of an iceberg, where in terms of development of this technology. And that's why we're growing. In the last 2 years, we doubled in terms of size for human resources, and we deployed projects worldwide with the services. Just 1 second. Okay, by now we already installed more than 9,000 robots worldwide. So it means that this solution with these technologies bulletproof. It's not anymore a matter of research like they do most of our competitors, that are very young company, and they need to do a lot of, let's say, work on the ground, where we, in the last decade, we have developed software and hardware across the globe with different projects. So, and that's why right now we are just working with actually key accounts and the major, leading company that are working with us. So, and this, you can discuss with Atmata in that terms. They can better explain. In fact, we are a global reach, and with them with Atmata we are covering now all the MIR region. So that's why we focus on the best partner that you can find on the market for robotic solution. Regarding here, you can see also a video about the flexibility of different application with the robots, because you can rely on safety, efficiency, and agility. And in terms of safety, we have a different safety system that works at 360 degrees with a laser scanner. Then we have a 3D cameras and different other sensors that's allowed to navigate safely around the environment without human interaction. So this solution is really reliable because it has a personal detection safety function, and is designed to comply with all the safety standards. It's work as alternative of forklift and AGV basically, So you can see a different top models that you can go on the top of the robot that will be built by Atmata, because they are specialized to customize for each project, as you can see in the screen, the solution for the end customer. We provide the platform, and they will build all the necessary application that is needed to carry at the end of the day the task and the transportation system. But later, you know, they will speak more in details about that, because you know, the Ahmad will specify better in this matter. So let me just move on shortly. You know, we touch all the kind of sectors, from the automotive, electronics, FMCG, logistics, 3PL, and OEM. Why we are global? Because we've been working more in more than 7,000 projects worldwide, and we created a system network of partners that can support our end customer in a local language with every kind of application locally. And we have a specific service to provide the robots, the ultimate service, maintenance service, sorry, that can bring our robots to last longer. In fact, we are already customer with already 8 years of usage of those of these robots. So, like we said, just to in a closing, we have an expanded CSI network where Atmata is part of it. Means that the key benefits of these partners are to be trained and certified. They have a really strong technical capability because they go below a very tight selection on the market. And because they are specialized in different, you know, tasks like software development and like software engineering, like ERP support, MES and WMS integration, REST communication, and construction of and checking the networking in all the electrical and mechanical engineer stuff. Further, to provide technical support. So that's why we, you know, partner with them to have a really high success rate, clear roadmap, and to bring an industry footprint. So because we believe that this is not belief, but the market says this is the new generation of intralogistic solution. And finally, we have a clear roadmap as a company. That's why you, if you have the luck to, you know, to buy one of our robots and use, you know, your environment, you have to know that we work with trusted partners with a clear roadmap in software and hardware development, because we just do that and we want to be the best in what we do, basically. I think the time is come yes. To pass again the word to Ahmad.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. David, for your presentation.
Let me just now stop. Let me know if I managed to pass you the control.
No issue, I will take care of that. So now our engineer, Mr. Abdelmajid Al-Mudarris, he will take care of the remaining of the presentation of today's webinar. So Engineer Abdelmajid, you can start, please.
Thank you very much, Ahmed, and thank you very much, David. Now, let me share my screen. 1 second. 1 second, we're having technical difficulties. I think now it's working. Okay.
Yes, we can see that.
Okay, thank you very much, David. Thank you very much, Ahmed. Now I'll be going over some of MIR topics such as safety, specification, application, features, operation, and so on. I would just want to touch on an important topic as well before we continue with the safety. So MIR is classified as AMR, which is very different than your traditional AGVs. You can think of AGVs as a static vehicle, such as if something is blocking its way, it will stop. It normally requires track, it has a designated paths. On the other hand, AMRs are normally trackless, autonomous, dynamic, and it's actively planning around obstacles. It's easy to change within a work environment. So currently, in logistics system consists of forklift, static conveyors, AGV. It requires special trolleys handled by manual labor. In all of those cases, material transfer will utilize more spaces in factories. It will take more time. By implementing MIR robots, which have the ability not just to transport goods, but also to combine the process such as loading and unloading in order to increase the overall efficiency of the entire production line. It can perform multiple missions. Essentially,
Ahmad, I think I cannot hear you.
I can hear you, Mr. David. You can hear me?
Yes, now yes, but since some minutes you disappear.
Type just a second.
can you hear me now?
Yes, now yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you should go back a bit discussing about these safety features.
Oh, okay. Looks like it got disconnected for a bit. That's fine. We'll go over the safety. As for the hardware, MIR is equipped with laser scanners. MIR has two safety scanners in the front left and front right and the back corners as well. This allows the MIR robot to have a 360-degree. It also offers a 3D camera on the front, which allows the robot to see things on the floor and up high as well. We also have proximity sensor, as we can see on the right side of the screen right now. These features are available in the larger sized robots, such as the MIR 600 and the MIR 1350. Now we will see a demonstration for the safety feature of the robot and how it performs in real life scenario and navigate through a layout. In this example, we can see that the robot is constantly scanning for surrounding object and is giving a feedback on the user interface that you can see. So if the robot is moving along in a path and then suddenly there is an obstacle, the robot will change its direction and it will update the new path that it's taking in the interface, and then you can see. And in the case of a sudden movement and an obstacle suddenly appeared along the way, the robot will go into a mode called protective stop, which is a safety mechanism. MIR offers a wide variety of AMRs, the newest being the 600 and the 1350, which has been released within the past 2 years. The number of payload the robot can handle is usually referred to the number of the next to the MIR associated with. So in the case of MIR 100, it will be able to handle a payload of 100 kilogram. In the case of MIR 250, it will handle 250 kilogram, and so on. Here we can see a mini version of the specification sheet that the robot can be found in the MIR website. As we can see, for example, the speed of this robot is 1.5 meter per second. It can handle a certain payload of 100. It has the runtime of 10 hours, and you can find more details. These technical specifications can even include information such as towing capacity. And in this case, we can see that it has a towing capability of almost double the regular payload that the robot is able to handle. In the case of larger robots, such as the MIR 600 and the MIR 1350, these bigger models are normally used for pallet handling and generally weigh 4 times the size of the smaller robots. Essentially, MIR is an open platform, which means that it's ready for different applications to be integrated. MIR Go is a unique ecosystem where you can find application from third-party suppliers that extend the functionality of the MIR robots. MIR Go consists of many different applications and top model, all different AMRs in MIR product portfolio. In this marketplace, you can get an inspiration for how a mobile robot can create a value for you, your colleague, and your production. With MIR Go product, you can easily customize your MIR robot with off-the-shelf solution. As for the MIR Go product that we can see here, a list of products that can integrate with existing MIR AMRs in general, such as shelves, lifts, arms, conveyors, communication devices, station, disinfection, and even more. In this example, we're going to see the MIR bin, which is a feature of the robot that we can see here in Atmata's lab. As we can see, the robot arrives at a designated location, which is, in this case, we identify it where it's going to be a pickup site. And then we have this process can be done through manual labor. It can be done through automated, whatever that is required from the robot. After that, the robot will start moving toward the next location, which which happens to be in this case a drop-off location where you unload all the material that's being handled by the robot. Again, we chose for this example to be manual. After that, for example, the robot will start to go to the charging, but suddenly an obstacle showed up along its path, which now the robot will navigate and choose a different path through the target that it's trying to reach. And once it's done this part, then the robot can go to the staging area, for example. So for MIR application, we can see now this is an overview of all the product all the application that it can be applied with the MIR robot. So we'll go through it together.
In this moment, I would like also to just add a small part when you are watching the different application that you can mount on top of the robots, that you can join also a YouTube channel. We have a YouTube channel, YouTube Mobile Industrial Robot, where you can spot all the kind of application in our videos made to customers with different robots for different necessities. Or going to our website, Mobile Industrial Robot, and you can go through in applications and then see the videos.
Correct. Thank you very much, Dave.
So also another one is this solution that you can see can be operator calling the robot with a touch screen solution mounted on top of the application, or connected with the ERP system of the factory for having a better traceability that make the calls when the machine or the materials is ready to be picked up. And in these solutions, you can see that there are different kind of traffics, and the robots easily can navigate across, the factories with different multiple kind of machineries working around and the traffic. Furtherly, also the robot can communicate with PLC system of the lifter, and so make the call of the lifter or communicate with the PLC of the automatic door in case has to pass from one area to the other.
As we can see, there is many uses in the AMR industry that can be applied with MIR. And those were just a general example, as David mentioned, that can be found depending on the customer need. So now let's go into a more specific detail. The MIR shelf carrier is another example of MIR application where the robot will be able to pick a shelf from one location and then drag the shelf all the way to another location for drop-off. Another common example for application is pallet lifting. Those are almost always exclusive to MIR 600 and 1350, but generally they're the go-to solution for transportation from any pickup location to any drop-off location. As we can see also that the MIR pallet rack is able to support both common standard that's available nowadays, which are the EU and the US pallet sizes. The MIR hook is another interesting application. It's a standard application that is used in smaller sized MIR robots, such as the MIR 100 and 250. Normally, it's used to tow and drag carts across many different locations. Here we can see a showcase in Atmata's lab for the MIR hook. As we can see in here, this example, the robot will be able to go to the location and through the tag that we can see in this cart, it's called April tag. Those are normally used to give the robot certain commands. After that, the robot will go to a specific location and then start to drop off the package that it's taking and so on, and continue with those missions. MIR Fleet is a management system. Sorry, as for the MIR has two chargers. Generally, they both fulfill the same purpose, but the 24 volt is normally for the smaller sized robot, while the 48 is for the larger sized robots. As for the MIR Fleet system, MIR Fleet, essentially, it's a management system for optimizing the robot traffic. It's used in places where there are more than one robot is needed. Also, MIR Fleet offers a centralized control of robots from a single station throughout all of your facility, thanks to its intuitive web-based interface. Additionally, it is easy to program and control a robot from the fleet, including the robot with different top modules, or even hooks or any other kind of accessories. Once the programming phase is over, the system prioritizes and select the most suitable robot to the operation that needs to be carried out based on the position of the robot and the availability. Now let's talk a little bit about operation and how to use the robot. The process to use these robots is actually very simple. The first step is to create a layout in the robot system and through its web interface. And that can be done by scanning the surrounding area and identifying the site which the robot will be operational indoors. The visible layout in the robot interface will look something similar to what is shown here, where the black lines are either edges of the current layout or a wall that prevents the robot from crossing over. The second step is to create all relevant position and teach the robot those positions. Those positions can be charging position, it can be staging, docking, transporting area, any of the following. Additionally, you can also program zones in the robot where the robot will follow specific instruction or take certain commands in those respective zones, such as making sounds, beeps as a warning, or whatever that is needed from the robot. The final part of the operation is to build and customize your own mission, which the robot will perform. Those missions are quite flexible and can be interchangeable depending on what's needed from the robot. So it's fully customizable. You can make your own mission. As we can see here, will be a simple mission. It will look something like this. It will go from one position to the next position through this line. And if there is something along the way, then the robot will adjust accordingly. Essentially, MIR provide a solution for all type of industry, whether you're working automotive, electronic, hospital, food, beverage, or anything. There is many different type of MIR Go application that is considered off the shelf that may suits your needs. Now, we can look into more details such as Kafka for case stories, such as Kafka, for example. They are equipped with a MIR 500, which is the older model of MIR 600, and is used in production at a pallet manufacturer, and it's loaded with finished pallets by 6-axis robot, and then transported from production to a separate staging area as soon as the job is complete, keeping the production floor clear. Another common example is what Veston did. They have 4 MIR 250 robots. They're equipped with different top model to deliver parts from production and collect waste material at Veston. They also have a robot less than a year. They were able to get their return of investment. Another example is also Nadic, and so on. As for the support, MIR, they have their own academy where you will be able to find all the needed resources to fully utilize your robots with clear instruction and video showcases. And here we can see a sample of the many companies that MIR collaborated with throughout the years. And it's time for question. If you have any, please let Ahmed know in the comment and we'll be able to get back to you.
Thank you, Abdelmajid, for your presentation. And we are welcome to hear from you. If you have any question, please put it in the questions.
Yes, if you have a curiosity on understanding how you can improve your internal logistic, it would be great to to make questions or to follow up later with dedicated sessions on those that are interested, because it's the way the evolution of the internal logistics is going.
Okay, so it seems there are more questions.
I share with you also my email if you wish to reach for questions about the technology, and then we direct to Atmata for local specific details.
Okay, the first question was, what does it mean, CSI? It came from Mr. Nicola.
Yeah, so CSI from our side, it means a Certified System Integrator. In for example, our partners like Atmata, that they're part of a network of trusted partners. They're working and implementing the technology to customer premises. Means that they went through, as I said, mentioned before, they've been filtered between different application because they have the capability in terms of human resources, the skills in terms of qualifications and of human resources and the different departments, and because they can fulfill the demand of customization in terms of customer necessities. And they can deliver trainings directly, locally, means also in local language, to the end customers. And service that is most important after the sales, providing the post-sales service support to give a life longer to the robots. So This means that we have a collaboration extension as a part of MIR, all our CSI partners.
Okay, thank you, David. Another question is, what is the technology used to navigate and embedded visions?
Sorry, can you repeat? I could not hear you.
What is the technology used to navigate and the embedded visions?
The technology used for the navigation, as mentioned before from our colleagues from Atmata, they're using the laser scanner from SICK and the cameras from Intel to spot and navigate across the obstacles. So the laser scanners will interact with our artificial intelligence systems in the that is connected to the software to manage all the security system through the PLC of the robot. Means that with the robot comes also software and is a computer inside, and so that's the robot has really a brain that acts following the task mentioned in the missions that are loaded inside the software. And in this way, also all the security features are connected, dealing constantly with the PLC. And interacting with the main software internally. So this means that, for example, when the scanner that are positioned in diagonal position of the robots, the two of them, they cover 360 degrees around the robot. And when they reach a certain distance to an obstacle, they start to react. Means that they will change the speed, stop, and eventually, change missions to go always with to the point B. And the vision is used with the two cameras of the Intel positioned in front. That is necessary to see if, for example, I can pass across a door. Yeah, that is lower maybe than 2 meters. So because I'm carrying something, so I need to know if I manage to pass across, different obstacles or corridors. And for this reason, you can manage all these figures and all the informations about navigation, really constructing your program inside the software, using the software, and it's like kind of a CAD system.
Okay, now thank you, Mr. David. Now we have only 2 minutes, so we cannot answer all the questions. You will select one questions. Maybe yes. How can the robot identify different received item, and do the boxes must come with an refill tag?
Okay, this is the robot, for example, in the case of the MIR hook, has a camera behind that allows to recognize an April tag or a QR code in order to collect the correct card in case of the MIR hook application, and is a matrix that is constructed and related to a mission inside the robot. So it's really flexible. It's normal. Is normal question what you ask, and because it's also connected with the WMS system or the centralized system in order to track, the item, and based on that you can make also the request to pick up and delivery. So it means that you can create completely fully automated solution, because when the machine, for example, in case of a request to pick up an item, can be done from the central system. The robot arrive, scan the tag that is already registered inside the software, and pick up the item and deliver to the point B, which is selected. But this is a matrix that is constructed before, to put the robot working.
Okay, we can take one question. Are there any kind of environmental factors to consider, temperature, cleanness, etc.?
Yes, for sure. It's like for any new technology that you do. We always suggest to have, for example, from Atmata side, to have a pre-screening view of the site. Means that it should be not, for example, outside and outdoor, open door, or with oil on the floor, or with big gaps on the floor. It must be a very normal working environment, and most important, that has Wi-Fi connection. So we have a preliminary characteristics that we go through a checklist before the integration. And so we will discuss with internal specialists to adapt to the new technology.
Okay, thank you, Mr. David. And also, you can find the screen our email. So if you have any more question, you can send it in our email, sales@atmata.sa. Thank you very much, Mr. David. Thank you very much, Mr. Abdelmajid. And thank you very much for the attendance, for attending, and I really appreciate your attendance. So thank you and have a good day.
Thank you, everybody, for participating. And I'm really looking forward to receive many requests from you guys. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you very much. Thank you for all.